What is up, everybody? I think we are live. I surprised Garrett. I didn't even tell him.
Bro just blindsided me. What the crap?
Nice.
Oh, hey, there we are. Yeah, we blindsided everyone, including myself. It's like I should probably text Declan and tell him I'm on. Bro just goes live. Like, all right, okay. It's fine. Whatever.
I was watching you.
Just trying to get the stream up. Jeez, sue me. Goodness.
What is up, everybody?
How goes it, man?
Good. How are you, man? Long time no talk.
No kidding. We haven't talked since before the holidays, so that's kind of wild.
Yeah, it's been a crazy holiday, man.
How was yours? All good?
Good. Yeah, I was a lot of driving. We drove, I think it was 18 hours to get to Utah for Christmas, and then we went and spent some time in a cabin, and I unplugged completely from technology for about a week, so it's pretty dope. It was nice.
That's nice.
Yeah,
it was good to get a little break from the craziness that
grind.
is what we're currently going through.
Yes, for sure. What about you?
Oh, holidays were nice. It's a lot of good fun. I've got 2 little kids, so it's pretty magical. Like,
yeah,
Christmas is a lot of fun when you've got like kids again. So
yeah,
that was a lot of good times. And then dude, I went to CES. That was fetching wild. So I got a lot to talk about there, but we'll get to that in a sec. And yeah, dude, it's just been a crazy couple of weeks with like the TikTok ban and stuff. It's been interesting.
Yeah, I bet that's pretty nuts.
I feel definitely lucky with that like TikTok is a significant platform for me for sure,
Yeah.
But like YouTube is definitely a bigger platform for me, and like I'm doing okay on Instagram as well. So
that's good.
It'll mostly affect like the way I do my content, not necessarily like exactly the stuff I'm doing. So
that's good.
But still frustrating, still just crazy sitting here like, man, is something gonna happen? Is something not gonna happen? We're just rolling with it.
I was supposed to speak about augmented reality effects and gaming and stuff at a TikTok event on the 25th. So we'll see how that goes.
See if that actually happens. I don't know, dude. Yeah. Mr. Beast just put out a post. He's like, bro, I got the money. I'm ready to go, TikTok. Like, let's buy this thing. Like,
oh, no.
Not all heroes wear capes.
I don't know if I want Mr. Beast to own it, but whatever.
I mean, the funny thing, have you heard about Red Note yet? So it's the #1 social media app right now on the Apple App Store. And it's like, it's straight up owned by the Communist Party. Like it's just straight up. Like there's no like, it's not hidden behind any walls or anything. It's just straight up. It's like, this is owned by China, and everyone's going to it from TikTok. Like everyone's just like, screw you, Zuckerberg. We will like. There's some of the funniest stuff going on because they're like, okay, if it's really a data thing, then ban this app too. Like, let's go. Come on, come at us. It's pretty funny, dude. Like I love Americans so much. We are such pains in the aim.
That's funny. That's crazy.
That's so funny. But yeah, we'll see what actually happens. I mean, it's just a crazy. That's a whole crazy thing. But
yeah,
and it's like, I mean, if we're doing our typical like wins and losses of gaming, like that's actually a pretty big loss for gaming if TikTok actually gets banned.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, there's so much marketing.
So much marketing. Like I don't think Helldivers would be nearly as big as it is without the help of TikTok. Like the whole Malevelon Creek like stuff, like that's what got me interested in Helldivers. Is I kept hearing about Malevelon Creek. So, what is this Malevelon Creek? And I looked into it and I found out about this game, But like that got so many people rushing towards like Helldivers, and like indie games, like my games. I mean, I have 100,000 followers on CellVR's TikTok account. Like I owe tons of the success of CellVR to that.
Yeah,
it's just, man, it's a real loss if that actually goes away, because it really was just the best platform for growth for indie people,
Yeah, I think something will pop up and replace it. I mean, everybody said, I remember when TikTok was growing. So how many years ago was it? Probably,
it was like 21, right? Like right as we were graduating.
Oh, no. It was way before that I remember seeing TikTok. I remember
Really?
and telling people, "Hey, TikTok's gonna be big," 'cause a bunch of my family still loved Vine videos.
Oh, I still love Vine videos. Like
Yeah,
I
I
I look
saw
at Vine
TikTok.
compilations all the time.
Yeah. I saw TikTok and I was like, "This is gonna be the next Vine," and people were like, No way, that's crazy." And then I was like, "No, I promise, like, this is what a bunch of people are investing a ton of time and stuff into." And a lot of people I talked to about it were like, "No, nothing will ever replace Vine. Vine, you can't get rid of that." And then TikTok well surpassed what Vine was, but I think if TikTok does go away, there will be something that will replace it. There's too much success with the live selling market that TikTok has created for, like, retailers and stuff too, that I don't think it would go away
So
forever.
so I kind of have some interesting thoughts on that side of things if we want to talk about that. But like YouTube has a shop thing
Yeah.
implemented into it,
Okay.
but
I didn't know that.
it doesn't work. Like
Yeah.
again, I don't put too much time into it as like with the Garrett the Gamer stuff or like Sell VR for that reason. On Sell VR, I do sell some merch attached to like my
Yeah.
stuff, but like I literally haven't generated a single sale off of like that, you know?
The YouTube, yeah.
Like just the TikTok shop was so genius because not only did it handle all of the like buying and stuff, but it also handled a
Yeah.
lot of like the influencer relations.
Oh, for
Like
sure.
my wife, for example, she's been growing on TikTok a little bit, and she actually got sent some free samples, and they
Oh,
have
cool.
all of it just like it's all compartmentalized into the app. So like they send
Yeah.
you free samples, and it's literally like, hey, we'll charge your credit card in 14 days if you don't post a video about the free samples we sent you. And then
That's
like,
crazy. Can you send them
yes,
back?
no, I
Or
think
do
like
they
the
do, like, the
agreement.
relationship and stuff through there too?
So
Like,
my
they
wife
find
had to
you?
request it. Yeah. So it's like all of that is
Oh,
managed
okay.
within the app. So like my wife requested it from like the company she was working with, and then they
Yeah.
sent them to him. And that's kind of like the agreement. It's like, hey, if you request and we agree, like you will post about this, and if you don't, we just charge you what we would have like
That's
for sending you.
crazy.
And it's super nice. And then like on top of that, like you post it and there's an instant link where you get commission off of it as a creator. Like it was just
Yeah.
really well done from all aspects. Like they just kind of handled everything about like influencer relations. You didn't have to work about contracts because it was all just done through the app. You knew
Yeah.
exactly what you're going to get out of things. Like, it was just really, really well done. And like I just have yet to see anyone else implement it in a reasonable way, you know?
That's
So
interesting. I didn't realize it was so, like, tied in the infrastructure of it all. That's pretty cool.
that's like one of the reasons I really liked it.
Yeah.
The few things that I did through the TikTok shop were great because it was just like it was all handled right there. Everything was documented because it was done through TikTok. You could reach out to TikTok for support if anything went
Mhm.
awry. And then like again, just like the whole fact that things were just all documented right there. The whole transaction was super secure and safe because it
Yeah.
was done through
That's
it was
cool.
just great. And then also just the virality of TikTok, you know, like it would actually get to people. It's not like fetching Instagram where you have to pay an arm and a leg to get your product to anyone, you
Yeah.
know? Like it was just like, yeah, like we make money off the commission as well. Like TikTok, I'm pretty sure took a percentage of commission for transaction fees, and then that's how they made their money. So they didn't have to push anything else, you know?
Hmm.
Anyway,
Yeah, we'll
kind of
see.
crazy.
I'm hopeful about it. I think it would hurt the AR industry,
It
honestly.
would. Yeah. So talking about that, I've been looking. So the filter that I use to put my face on the bread
Yeah.
box, guys, like
Mhm.
that's a TikTok filter, and I have for the past like 48 hours, as this is kind of actually seeing like it's gonna happen. I've been like, okay, crap, I need to see what other options there are out there. I've been looking for just another straight up filter.
Yeah.
Nobody does it as well. Like I tried for hours to get a custom filter made using Lens Studio, but the
Mm.
way they do the shape of their eyes just it makes me look like a sad clown on the bread box. Like it is so
Well.
scary. Like I tried to figure out how to like do like a custom like cut out my eye and stuff on that, and it just
Yeah.
like they just didn't allow it. And I
That's
looked
funny.
on like YouTube's AR stuff, nothing there. I'm like, dang, dude, that's crazy. The one
Have they
thing I didn't
released that
find,
yet? The YouTube AR stuff?
it's not. I was looking through their existing stuff,
Oh, okay.
and there wasn't anything like existing. But I feel like you could. I saw a couple filters. I feel like if you flip this around, it'd be close.
So
But
I have access to all that. I have, a TikTok or a YouTube effect creator account, and I don't remember seeing like a lot of that like face manipulation stuff.
No,
They
they
were
don't have
just
a
faking
lot
it.
of it yet. I feel like the stuff that I did see of it was more like tracking. So like people were putting masks on and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Oh, I'm zoomed in. AI thinks we were gonna be real up close and personal for this one. Goodness. Anyway, yeah. So the one thing I did find, this is one curiosity about this whole thing that I've been wondering about is like, will CapCut also be banned since that's also a ByteDance company?
Interesting.
Because CapCut actually has, this is the one thing that I found that would maybe possibly work, is I found that CapCut, you can actually do a custom mask where I could cut out the eyes and the mouth like I do and just stick it on a face. And it wouldn't be that bad. But I've read some things where it's like, yeah, CapCut will also shut down because it's attached so close to a TikTok.
That makes sense.
So if that's the case, then I have to go use Adobe software to get the same effect. And I'm like, that's another company I just truly despise is Adobe. So
I'll have to see if I can get something on Eighth Wall figured out for you.
that would be awesome, dude. Like, I would be willing to shout out Eighth Wall and sing their merry praises. Like, seriously. We can get something figured out there to save Breadbox. Hashtag save Breadbox.
Get it trending.
let's go, Chad. Get it trending.
On Blue Sky, right? That's the new one.
No, I'm not. Dude, anything that resembles Twitter, I stay far, far away from. Like, that is, nope. No, thank you. No. Put the fries in the bag, as General Milo says.
Well, man, did you get anything cool for Christmas you wanted to share? Anything fun?
I got this.
A stand?
This guy.
Oh, okay.
It's a control. It's a driving sim like setup, and I was trying it out on stream yesterday, and it is hecka fun, dude. Like, holy crap! I've been playing this game called Beam. What is it, chat? Drive Beam NG or something like that.
Okay.
I can't fetching remember, but they have a literal Moab, Utah map where you can go do like the off-roading, and it feels amazing in VR. Like, you can put on the headset and be first person in the car, you can see the shifter shifting and whatnot. Like, it was so fun. And like, it's really realistic, like physics and stuff. And with the feedback of the wheel, I like, holy crap, that was a ton of fun. We were messing around yesterday on that with chat.
That does sound fun.
Good time. But man, that I was thinking about, I was like, there's not very many good driving games in VR, dude.
Well, that's because it was such a problem for so long for like people getting sick.
Yeah.
I mean, you remember the one that we did, the spaceship one where you could fly around when we were in the lab on campus?
No, which one? Wait.
Spaceship? There was one that you were a spaceship and you could like fly around. You were like
car. Air car.
Yeah, you were a bus or something.
Yeah. Air car. That one.
I had some good VR legs, but that one made me sick every time I played it.
Yeah, no, it is tricky because like our game Hard Drive, I feel like it's like one of the major things of why people don't play for a long time is it's just like, like you get sick. It's true, but man, dude, like with that steering wheel and stuff, I didn't feel sick at all, and I was like flipping upside down from like doing things wrong on the hills and whatnot. But dude, I was
Hard Drive. Oh, sorry, I was gonna ask, how are the disc battles going in that?
Dude, I'm trying what I can to get people to go and try it because they are so much fun, dude.
Yeah.
I jumped in this morning to record some footage, and there was just like 3 guys in there, and we just went at it for like 30 minutes. And I recorded the whole thing from like a third person perspective, and it'll go live tomorrow. But it's so fun. I'm tempted to like make an entire game, just like take the code from that game and just put it into a new game. That's just the disc battles because of how fun just that part of it is.
Yeah.
Golly, it's such a good time. It's just that game has been so interesting because the people who love that game have just given it such high praises. They play it a ton, but we just have a really hard time keeping new players. We're trying to figure out if it's like something with the onboarding experience, if we just did like the user experience design wrong. It's been an interesting case study in like launching a game using existing communities. I love the game. Like I was just playing it today. I was just like, this just turned out so great. It's everything I wanted it to be. But hey, like sometimes it's just
not what the people want.
It's not what the people want, and that's okay. Yeah. That's something you gotta realize as a developer. Sometimes you're just not gonna make what they want. That's okay.
For sure. How are your polls?
It's mixed, which is so frustrating. So, for those of you who don't know, I put out I put out 3 games that my team is potentially going to develop in 2025. The 3 game names were Monsters and Mazes, Certain Depths, and Z-Route. And I put a poll out on literally every social media platform I'm a part of. So Discord, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Literally everyone had a different answer. So frustrating, dude.
So what you're saying is you have to make all 3.
So actually, internally, that's what we were talking about. You're like, you know what? We probably need to make a vertical slice of each of these games, release it to the public, and then get people like what they want. Because funny enough, like my team was asking me this morning. They're like, which game are you the most excited about? And it's like, actually, of the 3 games, which actually got the least amount of votes, it's Monsters and Mazes. Because the whole idea behind Monsters and Mazes is that it was going to be Dead by Daylight in VR, but to iterate on Dead by Daylight, I wanted to make it so it's not the stupid generators over and over and over again. Yeah. Like make it so that the objectives to like escape are different. Also like
Us.
What the No, not that.
Oh.
But like I was super excited because I have all these cool ideas for different monsters and like what their abilities would be, and then I just feel like it would work really well with like the Gorilla Tag movement. Just like it just feels so nice. I've been sold on Gorilla Tag movement lately, dude. I played a couple of games that I'm just like, man, it really is just so great. So
yeah,
I don't know, but yeah. So
that's why he thinks people didn't like Monsters and Mazes is because of the Gorilla Tag movement.
I see, like. And that's such a shame. It's such a shame that like the word Gorilla Tag has such a negative connotation. Stop zooming in.
We need to come up with a different name. Monkey movement,
slap movement, or something like that. Because like, literally, like it's true. Like people will be like, "Oh, it's just gonna be another Gorilla Tag clone." It's like it's not. Like I'm trying to use the best movement because there's literally with Gorilla Tag movement you can use like the juking and stuff, which I really find to be like a really interesting mechanic.
Yeah.
But again, like Gorilla Tag, that word comes with such a negative connotation because it's just the Gorilla Tag community and everything like that. But it is what it is. Cheese Army. What the heck, chat? Why are people in here saying Cheese Army? Oh, gosh. Anyway. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. I'm making a Discord right now. Okay. Where I will continue to like kind of elaborate with the community on like what the games will actually end up being. I haven't released it yet. It's still kind of working on it. I want it to be like in a really good place before I release it. But yeah, in the coming probably days, I will release an invite link on like the Cell VR channel and Garrett the Gamer Discord. Just saying like, hey, come check out game number 3. And then basically people will be able to select the role of which game they want to see built. And then they could be a part of the iteration process as we start like prototyping and whatnot. So
awesome.
Look out for that, chat.
You got a lot of Discords to monitor now.
Yeah, I think.
I need to get one set up. I've been starting to post more content about creating stuff in Studio, so I need to get something set up for people who have questions about Studio.
You know, funny enough, so I have a dead channel. It's not dead, but I have an old channel, the Garrett's Guides. Did you ever see that one? I looked on that the other day randomly. Out of nowhere, it's getting just tens of thousands of views. That's awesome. It has like over 1,000 subscribers and so on. I'm like, apparently I need to make some more tutorial videos.
Heck yeah, dude. That's awesome.
Fetch. So I might be making some tutorial videos, and honestly, like if you want me to post some of yours on there, I'd be happy to do that.
Yeah.
Could be cool.
I think the more spaces, the merrier. I'm hoping to start actually making some for Niantic next month.
Nice.
So that's the goal. But
I hope you get it, man.
Thanks.
Sick.
Well, I got a 3D printer. I stole one of my friends from Utah's 3D printer, and it's killing me. I've been fixing it.
On a boat?
Yeah, it's the bottom of a boat. Yeah, it's the benchy that everybody prints, and I just can't get these layers on the bottom right. So I've been troubleshooting that for like 48 hours. So hard.
So what kind of printer is it?
So it's a hand-me-down printer, so I didn't have to spend any money. It's an Ender 3 Max.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'll do it. Do 3 bags.
So I got some stuff to modify it. I'm gonna like take it apart and go through and deep clean everything and make sure everything's tightened and like do all the
Recalibrate it.
do everything, and then hopefully that'll get some of these problems done. But I mean, I got it to print, which was good, and I fixed a couple of like little things. It's just not printing the best on the bottom layers. If you can see here, they're all like bubbly.
Yeah, I can
down
see
here,
that.
and then up the sides, it's fine. So we're getting there.
At some point, I know I'm gonna hyperfixate on 3D printing, but I am
3D printing is so cool.
It is crazy, dude. Like,
yeah,
I'm a really big Star Wars nerd, right?
Yeah.
And I found this guy on TikTok, ironically, rip, but he's called Galactic Armory, and he makes just 3D files of all the clone helmets and gives these awesome tutorials on how to like paint them and whatnot. And I'm just like, oh, if I had a 3D printer where I could print out clone helmets, I'll be done. Like that'll be the last you see of me.
So one of my good friends who gave me this printer, so he upgraded to a company called Bamboo, which if you're getting a 3D printer,
Bamboo Labs.
You just need a Bamboo Lab. Like you buy that and never have to worry about troubleshooting anything. It just works.
They are great. Yeah, I've heard that from several people now.
Yeah, so I have this old Ender and I'm trying to like troubleshoot it, and it's like fun for me to tinker with it. It's gonna teach me how to like take it apart and put it back together and like change out the motherboard.
Probably valuable for like getting familiar with what's common, right?
Yeah, so it'll be fun, but he does high quality cosplay helmets. So he's done a bunch for Star Wars. I think he did one for Helldivers.
I feel like most people in that space have done at least something Helldivers edition for the last little while. So
the big thing that he's super excited about is Arcane. There's a ton of people in the Arcane community, the League of Legends anime, that
I'm trying
are getting into 3D printing. So they're working on creating Vise gauntlets that actually are functional. So you can like press stuff inside of them and they'll like expand out and you can like clamp them on and they'll move, like have moving parts that'll put everything together, and like
that's
pretty
crazy.
Dope.
That's crazy. I'd love to see that. Freaking cosplayers are so genius.
Yeah.
One of my favorite memes of the past like 10 years probably is when Disney was remaking Beauty and the Beast. Like everyone was showing like cosplayers compared to Disney. It's like cosplayer, $1,000 budget. Disney, $300 million budget, and the cosplay looked better.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Looked better. It's like, dang, dude. Like I got mad respect for cosplayers.
Yeah. Heck yeah, Arcane is on top. Best anime ever.
It's so good. I'll admit, I still haven't watched season 2 yet, but
oh man,
I'll get there.
It's good.
Someday.
You have to let us know when you watch it.
I'm sure you'll see me in utter distress emotionally. That's all I've heard of it. That's what I've heard.
Breadbox will be talking about it.
Breadbox will cry. Yeah, if Breadbox is still around. Nah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, Jet. Yeah. Declan's gonna make us a nice Niantic filter. We'll get it set.
Anyway, yes.
Dude, are we ready to talk about CES? Like,
I'm ready, man.
It's gonna take some time.
I'm so jealous.
Oh my gosh! So, CES has got to be the hands down coolest convention I have ever been to. I've been to a lot now. I've been to like the Gamers Developer Conference. I've been to AWE, the Augmented World Expo. Like, I've been to some pretty crazy conferences. This one, hands down, takes the cake. Like, it was just the most insane thing. I'm trying to figure out what's going to be the best way to, like, share all the photos I took, because holy fetch, they were insane.
Slideshow.
How bad will it be if I just show it to the camera? Terrible. Yeah, so, like, flying car.
There
you go, Chad. Anyway, so I got invited. I was planning on going to CES anyway. But I had this company called Momotion that reached out to me and said, "Hey, we'll pay for your ticket if you come down and check out our product."
Oh, amazing.
So I got a free ticket from Momotion. Like, huge shout out to those guys. I'm super excited to make a post about them tomorrow.
That's fun.
They'll be showing up tomorrow. I'm planning on making a best of CES, like all the stuff that I saw.
Oh, cool.
Except fetching. Now I'm hearing Nintendo Switch 2 is supposed to be leaked tomorrow, and Halo just announced it's coming out on the Nintendo Switch 2 and also the PlayStation. So it's like, oh, there's so much news.
Nuts.
There's so much news to cover, dude. This is the problem. I try to post only 3 times a week, but there's sometimes where I'm like, man, I should probably post more because there's just news that I want to cover. But I'm swamped right now, chat. I'm swamped. There's too much to do. Anyway, so I got sent down there and I spent a lot of time with this company. They make robotic and self-driving like yard care stuff.
Cool. That's crazy.
They're sending me an autonomous lawnmower. And like when they first reached out to me about it, I was like, why would you guys reach out to me? And they're like, just listen, okay? Like
you can play VR.
How much time? That's literally what they said. Like, how much time do you lose mowing your lawn? I was like, I don't know, maybe like an hour or so a week. It's like, yeah, every summer on average, Americans lose like there's like some crazy number of like hundreds of hours of their summer because they have to mow their lawn. It's like
that's crazy.
This thing that's like if you're mowing your lawn, you're not gaming, dude. Like, come on. So I'm like, hey, I'm sold. Like,
yeah,
check it out. So I'll see if I can pull up a picture of that guy. Super sick. They had like a really awesome display there. They also just did. So this is what it looks like. Chat, if you can see that. Kinda, yeah. Gotta try to not glare it. It's super cool. I'm gonna do a more in-depth video. You'll see it show up in my video tomorrow. But yeah, it's just this self-driving thing. They showed it at the conference, just going around. It's amazing. It just goes around and mows the lawn, and when it's done or like runs out of charge, it just goes back to its charge station.
So it's like your Roomba for your lawn.
Yeah, like that's exactly it. But it's like it looked so cool. Like here's a picture. Here's like a little video of like charging. Like this just have this little charge station, just goes plugs itself in.
Crazy,
insane, dude. Absolutely insane. It's just like they're so cool. Like they're so cool looking. I'm so curious to see what my neighbors think when I have this thing on my lawn.
How big's your lawn? That thing looks
tiny,
giant.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Big. It'll go across one time and be done.
Little tiny guy. Anyway, yeah, super cool company. Just stuff like this. Like this is a guy controlling a robot. It's probably super hard to see. He's wearing this exosuit, but he's controlling a robot using the exosuit. So they're saying like remote work for physical jobs, where it's like you control it with a VR controller. Craziest stuff, dude. Like there was a ton of stuff like this. So this is an automated snowblower. It's like an autonomous snowblower that I saw. This was a company I was super stoked about. You can't really see it, but there's this thing on the top of this gaming chair right here.
Yeah.
Focus. So that's a 3D sound apparatus. Cool. Basically, so you attach it to your gaming chair, and it creates 3D sound, like akin to what you'd have on your headphones, but you don't have to wear the headphones.
That's dope.
And it was good. Like they showed me a demo. Like I sat down and played like a couple of games in it. And I was like, "Whoa! Like this is as good, if not better, than like some of the headphones I put on."
That's sick.
So that was super sick.
If I could game without headphones, that'd be so nice.
I've been trying to figure out that, dude, because I hate it. Like this is you
never charge yours
straight up. I don't. I really don't. It's just a hologram, dude. There's just straight up holograms.
Oh, cool.
At the convention. Like, focus. Just holograms. I tried out some really interesting, like, VR stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of interesting enough, there was tons of, like, retro tech, too.
Oh, sick.
So, like, that's like a classic jukebox, you know?
Yeah.
That they, like, were making work and whatnot. And then there was also just, like, kind of fun stuff like that, which was kind of crazy.
I know somebody who has been getting a ton of work doing Dreamcast development for Sega.
Dreamcast?
Yeah, Sega Dreamcast development.
What the heck?
Yeah, dude. Tons of like retro companies are wanting to do this retro advertising. So they've been making these retro game things that work on old consoles. It's pretty cool.
Huh. That's interesting. This was kind of cool. This was an RV that could like self-park itself, so it could like 360 move around and whatnot.
A lot of LiDAR, I'm assuming, right?
What's that?
Do I take work on she's not sleeping?
No, she's fine right there. I can be in.
Okay, but are you gonna hear her?
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I had to talk to the wife for just a second.
No, you're good. No problem.
I have no idea how they do this, dude. Like they showed like a couple of like you can remote control it, and it kind of seemed limited because it was like it has like that one wheel in the front,
Yeah.
So I don't know how well it actually works, and it was actually pretty small. Like this was kind of the funny thing is like there was tons of like Asian companies, and I'm 6'2". You know,
Yeah.
like I'm a pretty big guy. I weigh like 220 pounds or whatever.
He's 5'10",
And so
chat.
like when I freaking like when I like tried out a lot of these stuff that were made by like Asian companies, it was like, hey bro, you need to make this bigger. Like I tried out, let me show you this picture of when I tried on this VR glove. I tried on this VR glove that I was super excited about, but my hand, like I look like a fat hand right there. Like that's my hand, like barely fitting in this stupid controller. Cause like they're sitting there like pulling it onto my hand because it's too small. And I'm like, guys, like I feel like I have pretty average American hands. Like y'all need to make it bigger.
That's funny.
So it's freaking crazy, dude. Motorized snowboard that I saw fetching crazy.
Oh, that is cool.
Just
that'd be fun.
There was a couple of this was like one of the best of CES. It's a freaking Roomba with an arm on the front, so it can like pick up stuff in its way. Like won awards. I was like, this is the dumbest thing. But the thing I couldn't stop thinking of when I saw it was that cloud. That's so dumb.
That's funny.
Just dude, like I mean, like that is straight up just like the future. Like the stuff that it was there's robots, holograms, virtual reality, augmented. Like there was just everything. Flying cars, fetching tanks made by John Deere. Like.
Was it like an electronic tractor?
It was like a self-driving tractor of sorts.
Dude, everything is self-driving. That's, I guess, the thing this year.
So the way that the convention was set up, or at least the way that I inferred it was set up, is there was a kind of like looking for partners section where it was just kind of tons of random tech. That's where like a lot of the like robotics and like the like different the Roomba stuff was all kind of over there. And then there was a whole, they called it micro mobility is what they had the name for it. So it was like electric bikes, electric scooters, electric surfboards, like it was just all these like mini moving machines basically. But then they had a whole automotive section, right? And everything in the automotive section was either about electric or self-driving. Like I gotta find this one picture. There's
I Am Robot,
super
dude.
Interesting, dude.
It's all becoming real.
Straight up. Which like is interesting.
Or iRobot.
Where is that stupid picture? Okay, so this picture right here, this is like half a car. Like, so that bottom thing is a car, and basically what this company's idea is like, hey, this is a self-driving moving vehicle. Basically, you put whatever you want on top of it, and it'll take it there. So I don't know. Interesting to see like the different ways people are expecting to use that. Tons of just like micro mobility machines, tons of self-drive. There's tons of like self-driving taxi companies that were there, and they were actually, there was one company that like literally they like launched their product in Las Vegas. They were like, okay, it's now driving. You could book a taxi that was self-driving in Las Vegas, which is kind of terrifying. Yeah. I don't trust the self-driving cars yet. I'm still not there, but I do think that is the future. Like I talked to my wife about like the future and our kids. Like by the time they're 16, you might not even need a license. You might just be able to jump into a self-driving car. Like
everybody's gonna Uber everywhere.
Yeah, like there's a really interesting podcast episode of How I Made This with the founder of Lyft.
Okay.
And his big thing right now is he's like, look, in the future, you won't need to own a car. You can just own like a membership to something like Lyft, where in the morning you just say, hey, I need to go to work, book a ride, and your self-driving car pulls up and you just go to work in your like Lyft, basically. That's self-driving, you know? So that's just crazy, dude. So crazy.
That sounds well, so one of the things, my grandpa owns a car dealership, and I was down there. He owns a Chevy and a Toyota dealership, and he has one of the new Silverados that's fully electric.
Yep.
And we were like driving around in it, but there's so much of the car that you have to unlock through subscriptions. And they're saying like, in the next couple of years, they think that car manufacturers are going to try and make cars way cheaper and not make any money off the cars, and then make all of the money off of the subscriptions.
Like, so what is a subscription? Like, what do you subscribe to?
So, like, if you want to have the self-driving functionality inside of your car, you have to pay a subscription fee for it.
Oh,
Or
man.
if you want to, like, different things that used to be standard inside of cars, they're now gating behind subscription fees where you have to pay for things to be able to have access to that functionality of your car.
Huh.
Isn't that crazy?
I don't love that. I
Oh
hate
no, it's so
subscriptions with all my
stupid.
heart. Like, I've had people ask me like, "Hey, are you gonna put a subscription in VR?" And I'm like, I don't want to. I don't love that. You know?
Yeah.
I understand like from a business perspective why people like do it because people buy it, forget about it, and you just keep making recurring revenue. You know?
Yeah.
Like, golly, Christmas is it? Like in cars, I feel like that's eventually that's gonna be like grounds for a lawsuit, right? Where it's like, oh, you have to pay a subscription to make sure you get your airbags deployed in time or something.
Yeah. So there was OnStar has functionality where it can see if you get in a wreck.
Yeah, I've seen that.
But you have to pay for that subscription service. So it's like Cyberpunk 2077. I don't know if you've seen Edge Runners, but in Edge Runners, only the people that are rich get access to the ambulances because they have the subscription service for the ambulance to come and pick them up. And there's like, so that's kind of like what it's going to be like.
Isn't that like
it's at the very beginning?
Missions? Yeah.
No, in Edge Runners, that's an anime.
No, yeah, I've seen the anime too, but isn't in 77? Isn't that like one of the first missions you go on?
Probably.
You go and, like grab a girl, and it's funny because they're like, are you a premium subscriber?
Yeah.
And like, it's like, nope. And they literally leave like dead bodies because they're like, nah, they weren't a subscriber. Peace.
Yeah.
Oh man.
To the ambulance. I feel like that's how it's gonna be.
I hope not, dude. Like, let's just not just that. Yeah. That's a scary thought.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, I'm all for cheaper cars. I've always been baffled by how much cars cost because, like, come on, like the automotive industry is over 100 years old. You would think they would have figured how to make things the right price, right? Like, I don't know. It's just crazy to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope it doesn't go that way, but it'd be interesting, like, if they have all these self-driving cars and you're not owning a car yourself, but you're paying for a service, like that kind of defeats that whole strategy that my grandpa was telling me about. So it'd be interesting to see like the battle between the car manufacturer and the car renters and like the driving services. And it'll be an interesting battle to see over the next couple of years.
It will be interesting. I'm kind of curious. Like, unfortunately, I feel like it's going to come down to a battle of lobbying the government to ban one or the other.
Yeah.
Because
like Mr. Musk on there, so car ownership is still.
Yeah, I mean, like not to like put on my tinfoil hat a little bit, but like every time a Tesla crashes in the United States due to some self-driving thing, it is just plastered all over the news.
Oh yeah,
they're like self-driving car is destroyed by semi-truck, you know. And it's like that happens once, you know, like every month or so or two. Like it's still it's still a problem. Like it needs to be addressed. But it's like people are dying every day on the road from human error. And we don't see that. It's just kind of selective media, right? Showing you like, oh, be scared. And it's just kind of like, okay, who would be pushing the narrative that the new self-driving cars that are very affordable, like, yeah, there's my tinfoil hat for the podcast of the day.
Good, we got that tinfoil hat.
Get that out of the way. But yeah, I don't know, dude. I am curious to see because, like I mean, the automotive industry, like as evidenced by like CES, is a huge power. Like,
oh, for sure.
Like the amount of money that some of those companies were putting into their booths and stuff was insane. Like there's a straight up company that had an entire yacht in the booth, like. And like John Deere literally had these ginormous self-driving tractors that like took up a giant portion. Like the amount of money that is in the automotive industry is unreal. And so
the amount of
they're
money
not going to give up.
Like conventions. I mean, I've grown up going to conventions, and it always blows my mind how much money people spend on their booths.
Oh, I mean, like I've been to quite a few conventions now, and it really does make you stand out, you know, like this company that I went to, like you saw, they had their little lawnmowers going across like the thing, like it really made them eye popping. You know? I'm really excited to like kind of work with them to help market their products. I really do think it's cool.
Cool.
So yeah, we'll see, man. It's self-driving cars, flying vehicles. Not as much AI this time around. I feel like a lot of people kind of put it on like their signs. It was like AI, blah blah blah. But it wasn't too bad.
Crap. None of the AI wearable devices that don't do anything.
Not really. I feel like that's starting to hit its the pinnacle, right, where it'll come back down. I mean, I told you about that study, right? That said that if something has AI in the title, it's actually less likely to sell to like average customers.
Yeah, it's just confusing.
I feel like it's not the case in like a business level. Like I feel like when it comes to like B2B type business, AI is like,
the only place I ever see so much AI mentioned in different areas is LinkedIn. Like I get linked on, and it's everywhere, and everybody's so optimistic about it. But like in the real world,
everyone's kind of like,
cares.
Yeah, everyone's just
look at this awesome picture I made with AI. That's it.
Well, it's like scary too. Like, so the California fires that are going on, right?
Yeah.
I've been kind of following it because I have some family down in South Cal, and I've also I have a weird fascination with like firefighting. Like I've always like if I wasn't like a tech guy, I think I would have gone into firefighting maybe.
How many calendars do you have?
I got no calendars. No calendars.
No firefighter calendars.
No firefighter calendars. But like I've been watching the fires and whatnot, but one of the things that was scary is like my wife was showing me a post on Facebook, and it was like this very realistic picture of like these bears they looked like they had been burned, right? And it looked really real. And the only reason I could tell that it was AI is literally in the corner said generated by AI.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, like
that's getting pretty crazy.
It's getting nuts, and like I mean, like this
AI influencers, man.
Oh, that is like such a problem. Kind of annoying, but at the same time, I don't know. That's just the world we're living in now. Just get your AI stuff. Callum really wants to know, how many consoles have I played on? How many consoles have you played on, Declan? I feel like you've played on more consoles than I have.
Oh man, let's see. I played NES, SNES, Atari, Sega Genesis, Nintendo 64, GameCube, PlayStation 2, 3, 4, 5, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox S, Nintendo Game Boy, DS, DS Lite, 3DS, Switch, Wii U. Really, like, I don't know. That's a lot.
What is that, 23?
Yeah, something like that.
Holy crap. Oh, gosh.
I know I've played some other, like, more retro ones. Oh, and look at this guy. I put this on my desk. My Playdate.
Yo! He's so cool. I love that.
Isn't that a cool little console?
He's so cool looking.
Just it doesn't even have a backlight.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, the good old days.
And you got your little crank.
I love the crank functionality, dude.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's one of the reasons I want Nintendo to get into VR is because I feel like they would bring in just the most innovative controls and like games that require said controls.
Yeah.
But we'll see what the Nintendo Switch comes out with. So they're supposed to reveal it tomorrow, I guess.
Well, this was fun because it has this crank, and people like build games based off of the crank. Like you would never play a game like anything that's ever been made for this when it uses a crank because nothing else
replicate that. Yeah, you can't replicate that control.
So like there's fishing games on here and sitting there like reeling in a fish and like
it's fun and probably feels good.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. Yes, General Milo. Nintendo did sell a cardboard VR for like $50, and it was interesting. It was pretty innovative. I'll give them that. But yeah, it was not exactly what we were looking for.
Here's your
this guy,
phone VR for $100.
Zapplebacks. Yeah. Let's see. The consoles that I played on. The first thing I ever tried was a Game Boy Advanced and a Game Boy Color. I tried both of those.
I forgot about the Game Boy Color. And the Game Boy Advanced and Game Boy Advanced SP. There's 3 more.
There's 2 more. let's see. And then I went, let's see, like thinking back through childhood right now. And then there was a GameCube and the original Xbox. I did try out a PlayStation at some point, the original PlayStation, I feel like. And I played a ton on the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360, and then Xbox One, Xbox X, Xbox S, PlayStation. Yeah, PlayStation 3 I already said. PlayStation 4, I tried out a little bit. PlayStation 5, I have. Do we count VR headsets as consoles? Because I played too many of those.
Yeah.
Do they count as a console? I played a few of those. I don't know. But
you're probably close to your close to 20, maybe.
Probably Nintendo. I have the Nintendo Switch. Like, if you count all the VR headsets that I've tried so many headsets that like those are all technically a different console if you think about it. And then like I've tried like I guess when you say played, like that's kind of a loaded question because like I've tried tons of headsets and tons of like I've tried arcade machines. I've tried the Atari, the original Atari. I've tried the NES. I've tried everything.
So those were all consoles that I've owned.
Yeah. So like I haven't like the honest and truly the first console that I ever owned was I owned the Game Boy and I owned a Wii. And now I own a PlayStation 5, an Xbox X, a whole lot of VR headsets, Nintendo Switch, and I do own a Wii. I have a Wii back there. Can't see it right now, but I do have a Wii. I'm gonna play it on stream sometime. I'm gonna crank out the old Wii Sports.
Awesome. Heck
it's so fun. I'm so excited.
Logan Latham has a great question.
Favorite movie adaptation for a game, and what are some that you feel should get a movie adaptation?
Helldivers for sure.
Did you see? They're making one.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
They announced it at CES. Awesome. Yeah, they're making a Helldivers movie.
Okay.
It's gonna be. I'm here nor there on it. So far, they haven't announced. So okay.
The cast.
They haven't announced the cast. They haven't really announced like who's handling it because like Sony has basically made two adaptations. They've made The Last of Us and they've made the Uncharted. Uncharted was fine, and The Last of Us was amazing. Right. So I'm kind of curious because lately the other stuff that Sony has been making, like freaking Kraven the Hunter, Madam Web, those have been awful. So,
yeah, that's different though. That's a different group.
It's true. It's a different arm, but I do worry now that they're like doing more like live action video adaptations because they're also doing like a God of War series and they're also doing like a Horizon World, or not Horizon World, screw that up. Horizon Zero Dawn show. Like they're doing a lot more, and I'm just kind of worried they're just going to reuse talent, but that talent sucks. And then they cancel stuff like the freaking Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse sequel. And I'm like, what? Do you
Wait,
not
they
like
canceled
money?
that?
Apparently, I could be spouting that out. Did you double check me on that? Like that is one of my favorite movies made in the past like 10 years. Is this Spider-Man with Miles Morales? The animation, everything is just it's incredible. But
no, they just showed a new trailer for it.
Nah.
Or no. Okay.
But yeah, like as far as games that need an adaptation, here's my how to save Disney. You ready for this? If Disney wants to save Star Wars and make a good movie again, they should make a movie adaptation of The Force Unleashed. Just imagine fetching Starkiller coming at it and the big screen. You could cast literally the same voice actor. He's an amazing actor. I feel like he would do amazing on live stream. And
you know what they need to do is just make a rated R Star Wars movie and give everybody all the gore and violence that they want from Star Wars.
Everyone wants to see those Twi'lek movies.
No, not what I was talking about. But
I thought that was for sure what you're going for.
I want somebody to get cut in half and just like all of their organs fall out of their body.
Nah, you can't. Lightsabers don't kill anyone anymore. Now, have you seen the newest stuff? Like you can get stabbed and you're fine, bro. You just walk away, and no one dies anymore in the movies. Freaking Disney, man. Turn down the heat of the lightsabers or something.
Ooh, another good question. Oh, what was the real fast before we look at Jenny's question? What was the best movie adaptation that you've seen so far? What did you like?
Can it be a fan film? Because I've seen better fan films.
I loved the Super Mario Brothers movie. I loved that. I thought it was so fun. I am so excited. Those are my 2 games I want made. I want a Legend of Zelda movie.
Yeah.
And I want a Star Fox movie.
Star Fox would be pretty freaking sick. I think Nintendo's smart right now, dude. Like they've been making some fire stuff. I really like the Nintendo Mario movie. I forgot about that one. I forgot that that's a movie adaptation. I didn't see FNAF. I've heard mixed reviews about FNAF.
It was fine.
Gosh, what were the other ones? The Last of Us was pretty good. Yeah, what else? I've never played League of Legends, so I don't feel like I can say Arcane is amazing, but I love Arcane. I can't speak to it as a video game adaptation because I've never actually played the game, you know?
So it's actually impacting the world of League a lot because they are now making League has never had a progressive story until now. Right. And now they're adapting the game about what is happening in the world based off of Arcane. So the whole section right now is at the end of Arcane, they begin traveling to another region in League of Legends world.
Okay.
And now the new season of League of Legends is all based around that world, and they're kind of building the world so that when the anime comes out, it'll all be inside of all this stuff that's happening in game. So they had an event that happened, and it's supposed to progress the story of some characters, and
that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. That's cool. I could get behind that. I don't know. I like the continuity of that, you know? I think that's cool. Yeah. It's because I know a lot of people were myself included, I was like, man, Arcane is so sick. What great lore. And I deep dove into the lore, reading up on all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, maybe I should try the game. And I just remember you and Matt saying how freaking toxic the game is.
Yeah, I played it last night and I was so pissed by the end of my gaming session. I was so mad. I just can't I didn't even play a real game. I played ARAMs, which are just casual. And I just was so pissed. It's I freaking hate this game. Why do I keep playing it? But
it's one of my favorite memes right now, dude. My favorite meme is oh, what do you do to relax? And it's I play video games. It's it shows the video game. And it's a guy petting a rabid dog who's just biting his hand. It's I pet my dog to relax.
There was another really good question I don't want to miss. Oh, the Twisted Metal. Do you know what Twisted Metal is?
I do not, but I know. Didn't it just get turned into a series?
It got turned into a Peacock series, but so the game was a Mario Kart-esque. Not really, not even close, but it's a first-person shooter, but you're inside of a car. So you pick your car, and there's characters inside of the cars. And it's kind of like a demolition derby, but you're shooting each other. One of the main iconic Twisted Metal cars is an ice cream truck. There's a clown that drives around inside of it.
Oh, yeah.
And you blow up the other cars. That's the whole purpose of it. It was an old PlayStation 1 game that if I remember correctly, it's the era of GoldenEye.
Yeah. It looks a little newer than that because it's a little bit better graphics from what I'm seeing.
The original one?
Maybe not. This is a different one.
It was on the PlayStation 1, the very first one.
Yeah, the OG one. Holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
That looks so fun. That's awesome.
I think it'd be a fun game. I'd love to see Twisted Metal remade. I feel
the
coolest thing that I've seen in the last couple of years that I'm super excited about are Sega announcing that they're bringing back a bunch of old titles from their old video game repository. So
that's cool.
Super Taxi or whatever it's called.
Wait, what? Crazy Taxi?
Yeah, Crazy Taxi is being remade right now.
Yes, that game was legendary.
Jet Set Radio is getting a remake. I'm so pumped. If you guys have heard us talk about Jet Set Radio before,
Declan has plugged Jet Set Radio big time.
So that's going to be so much fun. I'm kind of worried about the art style because it's very different than the original Jet Set Radio, which is part of the beauty of it. But yeah, I think that type of game would be fun. That'd be an interesting idea for a VR game.
Well, I was actually gonna say, I feel like that's something that could fit in well in like the Xbox like economy because like have you seen all the stuff with what's it called? Rocket League. Like that game, you like literally people are playing soccer with the car. I feel like if you created like basically a team deathmatch type car game, like that'd be cool. I haven't seen that in a while. I think that would do well personally.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Enchanted had a good description. It's a third-person arena crash course game with different weapons and abilities. So you're just fighting against each other.
That's cool.
Pretty fun.
I could see it. I can see that working in flat screen pretty well. Virtual reality, again, like the problem is motion sickness. I feel like something like that would go really hard. Although I've been playing the crap out of that mech game, Iron Rebellion.
That is another genre of video game that needs to come back.
Yes. I have a game I'm cooking up in my head for it actually, but
so
I'm not spilling any beans on that one.
Let me look up the name of this game real fast. I had a networking call the other day with somebody who lives here in Dallas.
Okay.
And he worked on Mech Assault, I want to say.
Wait, Mech Assault Online?
No, like the original one on the Xbox.
Yeah.
Old school.
Yeah.
He was he was the art director. That was the first thing that started his career. He worked on like 4 or 5 different mech games like this.
Bro, this just unlocked a memory in my head. So
I was talking to him.
Dude, when I got my Xbox, this game came alongside the game that I had, which was the Clone Wars. But it required Xbox Live to play it, so we could never play it. So we would just sit there and watch the trailer.
Yeah.
Because it was so cool looking. But holy fetch, this game is awesome.
He was one of the main people that worked on it. And I was talking to him about it, and he was talking about he basically had this PowerPoint of all the different stuff that he's worked on over the years. And every single one that he was like the lead art director of or like doing a bunch of stuff for. And then he went and worked at some XR part of the industry for a while too, working on some XR projects that I've used. But like, I just was remembering all of this stuff over and over and over again that he was talking about. It's like, man, you like did so much for my childhood. Like, it's crazy that I'm just having a casual conversation with this guy when he built like some crazy memories that I have being a little kid playing video games on my Xbox. And it was like him and like one other artist like working on stuff in their basement trying to get these files ready for this video game. It's like some crazy grind. It's like some of my favorite memories of playing video games.
That's so funny because like I've had 2 conversations in the past year that was like one was exactly that, and then one was the opposite. Where it's like I instantly hated a guy because he was a part of the reason why games sucked.
Oh no.
So one of them, I met a guy who worked on the original Star Wars Battlefronts, like from Pandemic Studios.
Yeah.
And he said that like he was a part of like a major part of the gameplay team. And I was like, dude, like I still play that game to this day.
Yeah.
My brother and my cousin. Like we get together when we're in town and we play that game. And then I met another guy who was the head of data at EA over Battlefront. The new Battlefront. And he just started, he's like, oh, did you like my game? I was like, no. He's like, oh, it was so interesting data-wise. And he started just rambling off this data they had on the
nerd.
I was like, I hate you. I hate you. I want you to go burn in hell, you freaking idiot. It was so frustrating to listen to, like, just like literally the data that like EA like works on is like they literally have it down to a science. How like whether or not a player, what did he say? He's like they had it down to a science of how many days you hadn't played and what kind of notification they could send you to get you back into the game, and like the exact like metrics that they could like tell like, oh, you're no longer going to be a valuable player to us, and they would stop, and then like just like the kind of deals they could give you to get you to buy more of their packs and whatnot. And I was just like, just focus on making a good game.
Yeah.
Golly.
You did get a dono. Did you see that?
What? From who? Oh,
5
Mr.
Great
Hot.
British pounds.
Fish. Fish.
Is that what he said?
That's what it said. Fish.
Nice.
Thank you, Mr. Hot. You the man.
Fire Shadow. It's called Jet Set Radio.
Jet Set Radio.
He's asking what it was. It's a rollerblading game. Where
Dude, you should make like
up
a
the cops
website
and-
of like all the kind of retro indie games that you recommend. That because I feel like you have kind of a unique taste that not everyone like looks at. I feel like that'd be interesting to kind of have a place where you could kind of review.
I have to
and
remember some
recommend.
of them. So there's a place by my house growing up called Hastings, and it was right next to the Hobby Lobby. So my mom was a scrapbooker. She always was going to Hobby Lobby to get paper so that she could do scrapbooking. So I'd go in next door to Hastings, and there was a trading card and video game store, and I would go and like rent video games all the time, and Blockbuster as well.
No.
So I've played some like freaking, and it was before like you couldn't look up a video game on the internet and see what the reviews were.
No.
So I just saw it, and if it looked cool on the box, I would try it out. I played some wacky AF games that were so broken, but they're so much fun.
Huh. That is, dude. I think it'd be cool to like have a place where you could like kind of say like, oh, here's some crazy old aged games that you should still check out. Because there's definitely kind of like a resurgence. Have you seen EMU VR? Dude, you should check this out. It's a retro simulator. Yeah, where it like puts you into like a 90s room, and you can like choose like what you want to play inside of it. It's so sick, dude. It's just a community project.
That's
like,
awesome.
It's awesome. I've been trying to get it working, but I've been having issues with it, and I mostly just haven't had enough time to like sit down because it's like it takes a couple hours. I feel like to get your games all put in the right place and whatnot, set up the way you want. But there's some super sick stuff from it.
Oh, you have to use the link. That's cool. I'll have to check it out.
Check it out. It's fetching cool. When you get it working, like it's so cool. Like it just puts you back to like a 90s room. You can put posters on the wall if you want, whatnot. And you just like you literally like take a disc and stick it in like a PlayStation or the original Xbox, and then you can play the game with the controllers. It's wild. It's so cool. But
somebody asked me about The Binding of Isaac. I like The Binding of Isaac. Have you played that?
Nope. Never even heard of it.
So it's a roguelike where it's a top-down view, and you're like this little dude.
Oh,
and
that's fun art style.
Each run's different. I've put a lot of hours into. I've played Binding of Isaac for a good amount of time, not like thousands of hours like I know a lot of people have, but I think it kind of inspired a genre. I feel like Binding of Isaac was the first of a really, really good type of like dungeon crawl roguelike, where like the Cult of the Lamb is another game that's newer that is kind of the same play style to me.
Interesting.
It's inspired by Binding of Isaac. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's fun to have a game. If I ever develop a full video game, it's going to be like a roguelike of some sort because it's the least amount of development, I feel like, for the most amount of playtime. So like I know people that have played roguelikes for thousands of hours because it's
unique every time.
Yeah, it's unique every single time you play it. It's a fun challenge. That's one of the reasons why I love
emergent gameplay.
What's it called? The bullet heaven genre. Specifically, I can't remember the name of the game. I guess Binding of Isaac is kind of a bullet heaven as well. I have it on my phone. Just a sec. Vampire Survivors.
Oh, yeah.
Like a Vampire Survivors type game.
Have you tried Balatro?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was playing Balatro. I think I saw it on a stream once from somebody who like got a key for it a long time ago. I started playing it before I moved to Texas. It's a lot of fun. Did you play it after the Game Awards?
So it's one of the ones I've been debating on getting because it's a mobile. I didn't realize they had a mobile version of it until just recently.
Yeah.
But it's a paid mobile game, which I kind of love because I hate freaking ads in mobile games. Like that drives me crazy. But yeah, so I've been debating on getting it, but what's it called? Freaking Markiplier on his podcast was talking about it and how addicted he is to it, and I'm like,
yeah,
maybe I don't want to get into it.
I think it's fun. I'm not like super addicted to it. It's fun to do runs. It's a roguelike poker game,
Right.
which is so interesting because
So
it actually
unique.
has inspired another genre. There are poker roguelikes now. There's a roulette one that's pretty fun called Bingle Bangle or Bingle Bingle, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
Where you can upgrade the ball that you're using. You can take out different parts of the roulette board so that there's more of the same number, or you can get rid of all of the red so it's only black. Like yeah, it's a fun Bingle Bingle.
Bingle.
Funny name, but
That is a crazy name.
There's been an inspiration for a bunch of poker-based games that are roguelikes now, which is funny to me that that's a genre. But like deck builder roguelikes are so popular that it's kind of expanding into a lot of other things.
I mean, that's kind of cool because, like, if you honestly look at it, like, all video games are inspired by something else, right?
Yeah.
It's just you just gotta go and like, I don't know, like that's one of the reasons why I'm so scared about like that Pokemon ruling in Japan, where they're like, yeah, basically the Pokeball, you cannot use that anyone else, you know, because that would destroy a lot of what the creativity of like video games is. It's like you just mash up games that you played before. Or like I went on a deep dive a little while ago of all the games that were created as mods of Half-Life Alyx.
Oh yeah,
that's insane. And it's like if freaking Steam were punks and they were just like, no, this is proprietary software. You're not allowed to like market your game.
Well, you should look at how many games have been made based off of what is it? Warcraft.
Yeah. Like Dota was a Warcraft mod.
Yeah, the entire genre, MOBA genre, like League of Legends and Dota 2. There's so many games that are based off of a mod from Warcraft. Like, that's crazy. I think tower defense games are started as a mod from Warcraft as well. Like,
wouldn't surprise me. There's a mod right now for a it's for a game. Have you ever heard of the game called Squad?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like big Battlefield type game, but somebody modded it to look like Star Wars, where you're the clones and the droids, and you go to like all the planets. Look up the mod. It's called Galactic Contention. It is the best Star Wars game that's been made ever, in my opinion. It's like it's the Battlefront 3 that we will never get, and it's like, oh, I'm just like, please, somebody come along and give those developers some actual money and the rights to make it.
And a branding deal, yeah.
It would be one of the most amazing games ever made.
That's awesome.
Anyway, mods are crazy. I need to do a post at some point talking about all the mods, all the games that started as mods.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
cool
you can do that easy. I would just pick like one game, like all the mods from Doom. Just talk about those.
Half-Life. I feel like Half-Life Alyx, Doom, and World of Warcraft are the three where like tons of stuff is stemmed from.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool, man. Yo, you made a video on that. I did make a video on that, Enchanted. You were right. Galactic Contention. I need to stream that sometime. It's so sick.
Dude, I need to stream this year. I'm gonna start streaming this year.
Dude, do it.
I'm gonna do some developer live streams, but I also want to stream some games. I'm gonna stream the whole Bluey game. Just kidding. People can watch me play Keepy Uppies for hours.
Bingo. I love Bluey, dude.
Yeah.
No hate on Bluey. I freaking love Bluey. My Patronus is Bandit Healer.
I wish mine was.
It's who I aspire to be in life, is Bandit Healer.
My daughter's is Muffin.
Oh yeah. I feel you there. Everyone's like, "Oh, you're raising a blue." No.
Oh, none of these little kids in our chat are gonna get it.
It's fine. When you guys grow up, you'll understand. Wow. Anything else we want to talk about today? Any like crazy?
I don't know, man. I'm just excited to be back. We have some fun stuff planned, guys.
We do.
There's somebody that Garrett and I have both learned a lot from since we were in college.
Yeah.
He's a developer. He makes educational content on YouTube for VR developers. And like when I was in college, I learned so much from just his tutorials that are free online, probably more than anywhere else. He just accepted a job at Meta helping developers, but I reached out to him and we're hoping on the 29th to have him on as a guest to talk about kind of where he started in the dev world and how he got into VR development, and like a good place for you guys to start in game development if you want to make video games like Garrett and I.
Yeah. It's going to be a really interesting conversation. I'm super curious to ask him about like where he sees the industry going, because I feel like he's had a really good pulse. Because I remember way back when I first met him, he was like, yeah, dude, like mixed reality games are going to be the next thing. And lo and behold, that's definitely what Meta did. They definitely put a major push for mixed reality games. So I'm kind of curious to get his thoughts on like where VR is at, what he'd like to see added in, what he's excited about, what he's disappointed in. And yeah, like if any of you guys are interested in making video games, he is a great person to follow, and we'll have tons of time to probably ask him Q&A stuff to be able to talk through that. So stay tuned for that one. That'll be in 2 weeks, probably 2 weeks. Is that what we have for?
Yeah, I think the 29th is kind of what we're planning right now.
Yeah. And then we're going to try to get into more like guest type people, guys. We have a lot of cool friends in the community that we're going to try to get on, talk about stuff.
Still want to get Jordan, is that his name?
Well, yeah, we're trying to get Jordan on here. He had a crazy end of year, as do all VR and game developers. Christmas is the biggest time of the year for any of us. So,
yep,
he just kind of got swamped with that. But I think with the new year, he's in a good spot. I should probably reach out and see how he's doing, because his biggest presence is on TikTok. If that's about to get banned. He has like 250,000 followers on TikTok, but not as many on YouTube. So go follow Jordan and Throwback Studios on YouTube, guys. They need it. It's good. It's a good team. They definitely deserve everything they have going for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe next week I will be in a lot of pain because of the TikTok ban. So tune in next week for Garrett's live rage on whether or not the U.S. government is competent.
That's a good one.
You thought this was a gaming podcast? Wrong.
Yeah. Politics next week. No.
This week, gaming. Next week, politics. The week after that, canceled. Oh, it's all good. Final questions, guys. We'll do a couple more questions and we'll sign off. So if anyone's got any questions, which I think we're delayed by like 15 or 20 seconds.
Okay.
We'll see. Yanks ZYZZ. Okay. Anyway, can you tell me what good VR games I can get for the MetaQuest 3? I mean, there's Cell VR,
Hard Drive.
No, actually, real talk. The games that I've been playing a ton recently on the Quest that are absolutely incredible. I've been playing a game called Tactical Assault VR. It's like Ready or Not, but in VR. So it's like a tactical shooter. I have a lot of fun with that one. I've been playing the crap out of Iron Rebellion. It's a mech shooter. We were talking about it a little bit today. Totally awesome game. And then, dang, what was the other game that I was playing recently that I've been having fun with? Dang it, I can't remember the one. I mean, there's always the classics. Like Breachers is great. I love that team, and they always deserve the support. And Breachers is just a fantastic game. That's basically Rainbow Six Siege, but in VR. What was the other game? Oh, I tried out J-Man Curly's VR game.
I saw that. I watched some of his YouTube videos about it. It is interesting.
So I jumped into it, and literally, like, my first experience with it was literally unplayable. Like it was straight up.
Not optimized.
I couldn't do half the stuff in the game. I don't know why. It was some initialization errors or whatever. But I quit out of the game and jumped back in. It was a lot better. But it's got a ways to go. Which, like, to be fair, he did say he's like it's not perfect, and it's not going to be perfect for a while, but we're working on it. Yeah. So I kind of appreciate that he's willing to be transparent about that. But like where it's at right now, I'm kind of like, I don't know where you're going to take this dude to be any better than. It just still feels like a girl tag clone, even though he's like, it's not a girl tag clone, it's a girl tag clone.
Yeah.
Like, no. Yeah, so Veil. Yeah, Enchanted. That's the other one I've been having tons of fun with. Veil is free to play unless you want to play like their basically competitive mode with like team deathmatch and whatnot. That is a super fun game. Definitely love that. Definitely love Batman 2, General Milo. That's a great one. It usually comes with the Quest 3S. So like if you haven't played through it, fantastic game. The Batman game is the best. Yeah. So those are some easy recommendations. I have more.
Demio.
I have some more. Oh, Demio's not bad. I haven't actually ever played Demio.
Oh
in
my
all
gosh,
reality,
dude.
I've never actually jumped into it. So
I
I'll give you that.
am gonna show you. This was my big Christmas thing right here. All these books, this
What are
whole
those?
collection. These are all Dungeons and Dragons books. This
No
entire
way, dude.
shelf is all Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah,
I
that's
have
sick.
one more book out of the entire. So 5th edition, they're replacing 5th edition with a new version, and I bought every single 5th edition book except for one. So I'm missing a limited edition copy of Volo's Guide to Monsters, and it's like $500 on eBay. It's the only
Dang.
place you can get it. So I haven't bought that one yet, but I completed the rest of my collection of the Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition books. So
Dude,
that's why I
that's
love
crazy.
Demio so much.
That's great. We should play it sometime. We should jump into it.
There's a
That would be a fun one for
competitive mode
streaming.
too. Yeah,
Is there
I'd
actually?
jump in there. There's a multiplayer and a competitive. There's a different game where you're Demio battles, where you make like a little army with your minifigs, and then you can fight the other
Okay.
person.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
sick. That's way cool. I need to jump into it. That's one of the ones where I feel like everyone's like, it's like one of the classics of VR, and I've just never ever played it. I have it. I own it. I bought it. I just never jumped into it. I'm just too much of a first person guy.
Yeah. It's more.
Well,
I would say it's a little bit more of a chill experience. So you can play it in mixed reality too.
I saw
It
that.
does a
Yeah.
good job.
Yeah. That feels like it would work in Demio. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just playing it on my desk the other day. It just sits on my little desk here, and I'm moving around little like chess pieces.
I
Essentially,
do love the idea of that. I've just never really figured out what would work game wise. But I talked to some developers who were saying that like they've made both mixed reality and virtual reality games. And they're saying like the retention on mixed reality games is so much higher because it's just so much easier on the brain to like stay in that for longer. So
as soon as somebody works out a deal with Mattel to port over a bunch of their board games into VR, like that's going to be such a huge like thing in VR and mixed reality gaming. You can have the Mattel gaming suite where you can just either play in VR or in mixed reality on your table and just play with a ton of friends from all over the place. Just have some sort of avatars, like,
or even play against like NPCs when you don't have a buddy to like play a game against.
Sure.
Like I would love to play like an elongated game of Risk that I can keep coming back to against an AI.
Imagine like little animated wars too.
Yeah, like have you seen? There's a game, Plastic Battlegrounds. This is another game I've been enjoying in VR recently. Is they took the little green soldiers you used to play with as a kid? Gosh dang it! Quit zooming in.
The army men.
Yeah, the little army men. There's green and tan ones.
Yeah.
This guy literally made like a Battlefield VR game where you can like place the army men as like a big person, or you can jump into first person and like actually fight the battles. And it's like
that's fun.
It's so sick. It's a really good one. Oh, did Astrobot deserve Game of the Year?
Yes.
Loaded question. I disagree. I disagree. More so than like Black Myth Wukong, dude. I don't know.
Black Myth Wukong is a pretty game. The thing is, like, I think neither one of them were. I haven't played Black Myth Wukong, but it reminds me a lot of just like every open world game. I know Astrobot is just like every other platformer. Every game is just something else. Black Myth Wukong is beautiful. To me, Astrobot was a celebration of gaming.
It was a celebration of PlayStation.
Yeah, which is...
It's a major part of gaming, but that's kind of what irked me about it. Is it was just like look how good PlayStation is. It's like, yeah, you've been a significant contributor, but at the same time, like there are lots of other things that have made just as much or more impact. So I was a little bothered.
There's some people I know that have never owned Xbox, and vice versa. Some people have never owned the PlayStation, but I feel like PlayStation. Well, is it Gen 1? I think I want to say PlayStation didn't perform as well as Xbox, but since then I felt like PlayStation was outperforming Xbox for a really long time. I don't know. It's yes, I feel like PlayStation's influence in video games is so important.
Absolutely.
So it's fun to go back and see like all these characters, and it made me fun or have fun playing a platformer like a Mario one, but that's the first platformer that I've ever played like a Mario one that wasn't made by Mario.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm not denying it's a cool game, and it's like definitely a great showcase. I think more my problem is kind of with Game of the Year in general. I don't love how they do their nominations. I don't love how they decide. Like, in all honesty, if I were to choose a Game of the Year for 2024, it would have been Helldivers, just because I feel like it was the most innovative, the most impactful, and the most just like game. It was just a game.
They did have cool mechanics, like a live action or a live service game where you have one person DMing essentially the entire.
Yeah,
that's like, cool.
That's innovative, and like the community impact again. Like, you know, like gaming. It's been a while since a game has so like fundamentally impacted me. Like, I get straight up, if I get a social media post where it's like, we're needed here, I feel like a need to jump in because I know I can help. Like, I just unlocked Super Helldive like 2 nights ago, and it's like,
you're still playing it? I didn't know.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm still cranking. It's so fun. They just added a bunch of new like stratagems that are super fun. They have like a warthog basically in the game that is so fun to just like on a chill level. We should
play.
It's fun. It's a good time.
I've been addicted to Marvel Rivals, so.
How you liking the first season, the new season?
Dude, freaking, I am a Susan Storm main.
Really?
Oh, dude, she's so good.
I hear people like half and half with her. I know there's a lot of gooners that love her, and there's
I may or may not own the Malignant skin. Do you know the lore behind that skin, though?
I do not. I'm not as familiar with Marvel lore as I am with DC.
Okay, so Susan Storm and Mr. Fantastic had a miscarriage, and she goes into grief, and this like other side of her personality comes out, and she becomes Malignance. So it's all based off of the grief that she was feeling from her miscarriage. And the only way that he can get her out of it is by basically like yelling at her and treating her like, you know, an old guy treated his wife in the 50s. Yeah. Like being super degrading and stuff to her because she's such a like a women's rights type character, very like pro women, you know.
Yeah.
So as soon as he starts doing that, it brings back her regular personality, and she snaps out of her Malignance personality. But yeah, it's like an interesting arc for her. It's pretty.
That is interesting. Cool. That is cool. Yeah. That is cool. Is Helldivers 2 worth the money? X Life Shorts, yes. Trust me, your Doofenshmirtz 5 will definitely love you for playing Helldivers. It's 100% worth it. That's the first game. Did I tell you I did my first microtransaction ever, and it was in Helldivers?
You've never done a microtransaction?
I've never done a microtransaction. I've done DLCs. So, like, to clarify, I've done DLCs before. I bought all the DLCs for Black Ops 2 back in the day. But I have never bought, like, a battle pass or in-game currency or anything. And Helldivers is the first game that I've ever done that for. Which is so interesting to me. Because, like, I know, like, I am the people that game developers hate. Like, I am the people who play free games to play the game, and I will not give you a dime.
See, I started playing League of Legends in 2012, and they a couple years ago came out with something that you could see how much money you've actually spent on League.
Oh, jeez. Dare you reveal on stream how much money
I think
you
it was
spent
like
on League?
At least $1,500.
Bro, you could have bought a house for that back in 2012. What were you doing?
I was a college student living off of Mountain Dew and League of Legends. Didn't eat food because I put all my money into skins. There's like 300 characters.
Weren't you a collegiate athlete too? Where did you find time?
The second semester, man, after soccer was over,
just grind.
Became a well. I never told you I stood up for 72 hours straight.
You told me. Yeah, you told me about it.
Yeah, playing League of Legends. So
that's not good for your brain, dude.
no,
Were you freaking seeing unicorns and smelling sound by the end of that, dude? Like
now, if I stay up to like 2 a.m. and wake up at like 8 the next day, my whole brain's just like, oh.
Dude, like my kid woke me up at like 6 a.m. this morning, and I'm like lagging this whole day. It's like I can't do it. I did play Call of Duty over the break. Me and my high school buddies, we played till 4 a.m. Trying to grind a couple of camos.
Yeah.
And I was just a mess the next day. It was bad. It was so funny. Did I get a Steam Deck or not? Do you have a Steam Deck, Declan? I don't have a Steam Deck, and I was actually debating on getting one.
I don't have a Steam Deck. I think that they're cool. I have a lot of games that I would like to play. Okay, you can't play all games from Steam on a Steam Deck.
Right. It's like kind of a pick and choose.
Yeah, I think they're cool. Honestly, one of the things that I really want a Steam Deck for, though, is to mod it so that I can get pretty much every emulator for every console back past, like, I think the Xbox One. I think you can get every single console that's ever come out emulated on a Steam Deck. They have stuff for it. It's pretty crazy.
I know I could like deep dive into the modding side of like the Steam Deck, but I don't know. I don't have enough Steam games that I play consistently or that I could play on the Steam Deck that I feel like it would be worthwhile for me. Like I just bought the PlayStation Portal and I'll have that next week. And I'm kind of excited about it because I'm excited about the possibility of like playing PlayStation games like in bed before like I go to sleep instead of like having to like be in my room. So
that's such a weird product to me.
I'm very curious about it. Like I saw a couple of reviews that really convinced me on it, and the way that I have my setup in particular, I feel like it's going to work really well. But I'll let you guys know. I'll have it next week, and I'm sure I'll have played it either a lot or have returned it. So I'll have a more in-depth review for you guys next week. So Switch 2 is incoming, right? I don't know. I've seen mixed things about it. Is the actual legitimate leaks, or are they actually going to reveal it? I don't know, Captain Pixis. I don't know. Emulated Super Mario 64 on it and did a 16-star run to beat it in an hour. That's crazy. It's Luigi.
Have you seen how people speedrun Super Mario 64? It's pretty crazy.
I have. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like speedrunning is a whole thing. I feel like we could spend a whole episode talking about speedrunning in the different like communities.
You should. I want to see somebody make a VR speedrunning game, like something that's built from the ground up for speedrunning.
That would be interesting. So there's only one that I can think of, and it's actually a ton of fun. Did you ever play Stride?
Yeah.
So Stride had like it's that parkour shooting game, right? And they had a speedrun version where there were specific obstacle courses that you could try to speedrun through. I actually got in the top 100 at one point on a couple of the courses because I loved that game.
Have you played to the top?
I don't think so.
You should look that one up. It's another parkour one. That's pretty fun.
To the top. Oh, yeah. I've seen it. I haven't played that one. I should try that one out, though. Need some more parkour games. This is actually one of the things I've been loving about Gorilla Tag Movement lately. Is it just like some of the like the parkour elements are actually super fun.
There's a fun game if anybody's interested in just parkour video games in general. There's one that's I don't know if it's on consoles. I would imagine, but it's definitely a PC game called Neon White. It's a parkour game, but you collect cards as you're playing it, and the cards give you weapons as a primary ability, but then as a secondary ability, you can discard the card and use it for some type of movement. So you have to kill every enemy in the area. So you have to use your guns like correctly, but then you have to discard things in the correct areas as well to be able to make jumps. So like it's a strategy of use your cards and save them for killing things versus maybe being able to speed run corners at a different way because you can discard a card there and get like a bonus. It's a ton of fun. I played that whole game. That's one of the probably only games that I actually played through 100% of the way through last year was Neon White because I just got into it and I would just sit and play for hours. It was so addicting. It was tons of fun to just sit down and have a good
Like
play
I'm just looking at gameplay and it's pretty sick.
Yeah.
But I don't know if my brain can think that fast.
You'd be surprised. You're like, all right, I know there's a red card here, and the red card does a sword attack, but as well it can like dash a certain distance, so I can pick it up, kill this one enemy, and then dash across, and then hit somebody else with like my default weapon. Like you get into it and you start thinking about some of the stuff. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, see, like people say that, but then I know myself. Like I play Call of Duty where my friends are like, "He's on your left," and I'm like,
No, Garrett's brain while gaming is camping corner. Look through sight. Okay, he's coming.
Dude, I am not a camper. I will come straight at you.
He's coming. Bang. Oh, shoot, I missed. All right, let's wait another 5 minutes for somebody else.
Dude, I am not a camper. You took my movement. I'm a movement guy. I move, and I'm not good, but I move. I don't sit in corners.
I'm a camper. It's okay. I always play snipers.
It's actually a huge controversy right now is the movement in Call of Duty because it's just so much.
Yeah.
It's like forcing people who don't want to be movement people. You just have to camp. And so they're like the movement people are mad at the campers. The campers are mad at the movement people. And it's like, let's just make campers versus movers the game.
Let's make one video game where all you do is camp and nobody moves around and you just sit in a game for an hour and nothing happens.
Whoever kills someone in that game first gets like some crazy monetary reward. It's like, this is the game where it's impossible to kill people. If you kill someone, it's like some super rare, unique chance of you being able to kill someone. It's like, I'll give you $1,000 or something. I don't know. It'd be hilarious.
There's a streamer. I think he's called Camp Dad.
Is he the one that prestige without actually killing a guy?
Ever killing anybody? Oh, Bush Camp Dad.
Bush Camp Dad.
Where he live streams and doesn't kill anybody in Fortnite. He just hides in bushes the whole time trying to win.
Oh wait, I want to do a stream like that. Like
you should watch him.
Oh wait, that'd be so funny. Wait,
Bush Camp Dad.
Bush Camp Dad.
Yeah.
Yo, he's got a website with goated merch. This dude's a legend.
It's pretty funny.
Yo, that's so awesome.
Yeah, he
almost got 1 million followers on that's so funny, dude. He's almost got 1 million followers on Twitch. That's crazy.
His merch is so funny too.
I love that.
Water camp, storm camp, car camp, tree camp, bush camp.
Bush Camp Dad's a secret channel. My secret channel. I should make a secret channel and see if someone can find me. That'd be fun. It'd be an interesting experiment.
The secret channel.
A secret channel. Secret channel. Definitely not Garrett. Oh, what do you think?
Bagel Box. That's your new one.
Which one?
Bagel Box.
Bagel Box. Bagel Box.
Bagel
Box.
Tube. There you go.
Bagel Tube.
Bagel Tube.
Oh, Captain Pixies, what's my thought on X-Field Zone? I hated it. I did not like it. It was, you guys can watch my stream where I played that game. But I don't love extraction shooters, and I realize I like Ghost of Tabor better because it's simplistic extraction shooter. But like the games where you fetching have to like eat and drink in order to play, no. I ain't about that. I'm just trying to play a game. Like, do I have dementia? What? Chat's getting out of hand. We gotta end this thing before chat goes too crazy.
Hour 30.
If I could make a VR game, what would it be about? Probably pirates. Oh, we'll find you, G. Don't worry. That'd be funny. I wonder if I could hide myself well enough that people wouldn't know. I got too many games to work on. Little do you guys know, I'm actually Danny Dev.
With a
That'd be
Y.
so crazy if he was actually like just like turned himself into like a no face YouTuber. Need that guy back. He needs to come back. I thought he'd for sure come back with Squid Games Part 2.
Yeah.
Make another one. Oh, an AR game, X Life? I don't know, dude. AR games are tricky. I'm not sure what I would do. It's one of the reasons why I haven't done it. Dementia.
I still think whoever can do like a good board game, to me, that's an underrated market in the XR space.
It's just hard though because like there's so many good board games in the world that people I feel like just want to play in AR, but I feel like those companies have been so bad about licensing agreements with like the VR space. So
yeah.
Black Ops Bunny. No, there has not been any brain rot yet. Knock on wood. We've had a good chat today. We just summoned the brain rotters. We uttered it into the universe, and now they're coming. Anyway.
Well, maybe next week we'll have some brain rot.
Nope.
Sometimes we do a post podcast gaming session, everybody that's just now here. So maybe we'll do that next time.
What? Do you have something today?
It's almost 5 here, so I got
he's probably
gotta
done.
do. But tomorrow or not tomorrow, next week. I mean, if you want to play games tomorrow, I'll play games tomorrow. But.
I might be jumping into Helldivers Friday for like a longer stream, Friday night. So I want to do some jump in the crew. We'd have a pretty full crew if we got me, you, Enchanted. I got a few people that are pretty regulars for the crew. I played with my brother a little while ago, and it was his first time playing. That was super fun.
I don't know if I can this Friday. My wife loves a book series, and there's a launch party that she's going to for it. What a
Onyx
nerd,
Storm?
right? Yeah, nerds.
Yep. It's my wife too.
Just kidding. I read the entire second book of the Stormlight Archive.
Oh, nice.
And the half book that goes between the second and third book.
Which one is that? Is that his
the one about the thief chick?
Yeah. Yep. Edge Dancer?
Yeah. There's somebody on here that always talks about Sanderson, so I thought I would bring that up.
Dude, I have had the hardest time getting through the final book. I've gotten bored. This is like the first time in a Sanderson book where I'm bored.
Really?
I just don't really want to know more. It's crazy.
Well, it's the end of the first arc of the Stormlight Archive.
Yeah, and usually that's like the thing that you want to read about, but I'm kind of like, I don't know, dude. He lost me. It's just crazy. Usually Sanderson's are instant hits for me. I love all of his other books, but this one is just
a little slow.
It's almost too much. I was talking to my buddies about it, and they're saying it's kind of like reading a textbook because it's so lore heavy towards the end because he's wrapping up so many things.
I love that though.
I don't know, dude. It was. I'm having a hard time. The characters he's exploring in the book so far, I just don't really care for either. And so I'm just like, I don't really want to know your storyline. And it's also very heavy mental health themes and stuff, which I don't love diving into books with those type of things just because it's
with real world stuff.
No. Yeah, it's like, bro, I skipped to the war chapters. Literally, I'm like, again, I don't want to read about dissociative personality disorder. We just jump into it anyway. So that's been interesting. But the first 2 books are 2 of my favorite books ever written. Those are amazing.
Yeah,
one of the best twists.
Kaladin's so cool.
Kaladin's a goat until he's not. Spoiler alert.
Uh-oh.
Just kidding. He's still cool, but I don't know. Have you read Red Rising? That is a book series that you should. 100 anyone in chat, if you're looking for a good series to read, Red Rising. That's one of my favorite books I've ever read. Red Rising, Golden Sun, and Morning Stars. The first 3 books, it's like a trilogy arc. Amazing, near perfection. One of the best book series I've ever read. Is Helldivers worth it? Yes, Captain Pixis, it is. Question: which game do you have high and low expectations for in 2025? I have high expectations for GTA 6, actually.
It's gonna be a messy, buggy. It's gonna be so bad.
Dude, but it's Rockstar. Rockstar doesn't do that.
You can't make a video game that big.
But if someone could, it would be them, dude.
Bugs.
If someone could, it could be them. I don't know.
after the whole fiasco with freaking Cyberpunk 2077 and how people ripped that one to shreds.
But that was from a totally different studio. Like I feel like I don't know. This is kind of why I have high expectations for it, right? Because I'm just kind of sitting here like I think if anyone could pull off a darn near perfect open world game to the scale of what Grand Theft Auto 6 is like claiming they're gonna be, it would be them. So, but we'll see. Like I'm happy to prove wrong, but so far the reputation of Rockstar is like they don't have to like they're making money off of GTA 5 still. Like they don't have to rush it. Like they're in no rush.
Yeah.
They can make it as good as they darn well please. Oh, what are the other games that are coming out this year? Games of 2025. Subnautica. I've never played the first Subnautica. I've only watched like gameplay of it, and I know they're making a second one that's like very much on. But like I kind of have low expectations for that one. Like I don't know. Subnautica I know is loved by so many people, but I'm kind of curious how they're gonna expand on that. So we'll see.
I think there's tons of lore in Subnautica that you have to really get into play that they could do like awesome stuff in.
Yeah. Monster Hunter Wilds is like I'm here nor there on that one. I know a lot of people are really excited about it. I've never played Monster Hunter, so I don't really know. But I know a lot of people are really excited about that.
I'm excited to see how Hyper Light Breakers people start playing that one.
Ooh, the new
That's
Metroid.
A good indie one.
The new Metroid game. Metroid, what is it? Fetch. I don't know. I feel like I have higher expectations for Metroid just because it's Nintendo. Elden Ring game, I feel like I have low expectations for because it's just gonna be another Elden Ring game. I don't know. Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra. I've got no expectations for that. I have very low expectations for Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'll be honest. Like I don't know. I'm kind of out. I used to love Assassin's Creed. Like it was a super cool franchise. It had super cool lore going. But like I feel like Black Flag was the last time it was really fun.
Yeah.
Like since then it's just been
There's a new Donkey Kong game coming out this month, isn't there?
Oh yeah, Donkey Kong Country Returns. That one looks fun. Excited for that. I don't know. I'm trying to get into Grand Theft Auto again. I used to play it a lot in high school, so I'm probably gonna jump into some Grand Theft Auto. We're pretty. I'm almost to chat. We are almost to the subscriber count we need to do our Minecraft arc. We're almost there.
We're
almost there. I said at 500,000 subs, we would start streaming Minecraft, and we are, what is that? 15,000 away? No, less than that. 14,000. Dang, chat, you crazy.
All right, Borderlands 4. I'm excited for that. I have high expectations.
That could be cool. That could be cool.
I love Borderlands, and they've sucked over the last little bit. So I'm hoping it's good.
The new Doom game.
I was about to say that.
Dark Ages looks so good.
You're freaking medieval guy. That one's a good one.
100% down for that. Definitely want that one.
Yeah.
Super.
If there's multiplayer, we gotta play that together. I don't know if you saw the multiplayer from the last Doom.
I didn't play it at all. I didn't really see it either, though. I played 2016 like crazy. Was that Eternal?
No, that was 2016.
That was just Doom 2016. Yeah. And then I played a little bit of Eternal. My brother played that one quite a bit. Dude, the music. When the Doom music kicks in, bro. Like, yes, sir.
No, that'll be fun.
That'll be a good one.
So the multiplayer on Doom Eternal was one person was the Doom guy and two people were like creatures. So it was a back and forth battle between the two people that were playing the monsters and the guy that was playing the Doom guy. Pretty cool. Very unique. All right, man. I got to dip out.
Okay. Let's wrap this thing up. Thank you, everyone, for coming to the Practically Reality Podcast. We go live every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. usually, unless Garrett's late, like he was today, or technical difficulties befall us. We got some cool guests coming up here soon. So stay tuned for that. Next week, we will probably talk a little bit about the PlayStation Portal, seeing as I'm getting mine tomorrow. So if you guys are interested in hearing my thoughts on that. And also, we will see what happens with the TikTok ban by that point next week. So
yeah.
we will
some fun stuff
see
to chat
the
about.
The future of Breadbox is hanging in the balance, guys. It's going to be crazy. But
future of Garrett's channel.
Thank you guys all for coming, and we will see you